The 48 Laws of Power has been called the most dangerous book ever written, banned in prisons across America, confiscated from inmates who used its principles to manipulate guards and other prisoners. Yet outside those walls, the most powerful people in the world read it in secret. CEOs, politicians, celebrities, they understand something the average person doesn't. Power is not given, it is taken. And there are laws that govern how it works. Today we reveal the 7 most ruthless laws that separate those who rule from those who are ruled. These are not theories. These are observations drawn from thousands of years of human history. Ignore them at your peril. Master them at your advantage. Law number 1, never outshine the master. This is the first and most critical law of power. And it is the one most people violate without even realizing it. Every workplace has a hierarchy. Every social circle has a dominant figure. And that dominant figure has one primal fear: being replaced. When you display your talents too openly around those above you, you trigger that fear. You make them feel insecure. You make them feel threatened. And threatened people in positions of power do not promote you. They destroy you. History is filled with brilliant people who were eliminated because they made the mistake of shining too brightly. The solution is not to hide your intelligence entirely. The solution is to redirect it. Make your accomplishments appear to flow from your superiors. Give them credit. Make them look good. Let them believe every great idea came from their vision. You become indispensable not by being the smartest person in the room, but by making the most powerful person in the room feel like the smartest. Be the moon. Reflect their light. Never create your own. The sun destroys what gets too close. The moon survives by knowing its place. Law number 2, never put too much trust in friends. Learn how to use enemies. This law sounds cold, calculated, even cruel. But Robert Greene spent years studying history and found the same pattern repeated endlessly. Friends will betray you, not because they are evil, but because friendship and self-interest will eventually collide. Your friend knows your weaknesses. Your friend knows your secrets. Your friend knows exactly where to strike when the time comes. And when their ambitions conflict with your well-being, you will discover that friendship has limits. Enemies, however, operate differently. A former enemy who now works for you has something to prove. They must demonstrate their loyalty through action. They will work harder than any friend because they know the alternative. They know what happens if they fail you. Greene advises hiring former enemies before close friends. Use the fear and the need to prove themselves. A friend given power becomes complacent. An enemy given opportunity becomes a weapon in your hands. Law number 3. Conceal your intentions. Never reveal your true goal. This is the law of strategic ambiguity. When people know what you want, they immediately begin calculating how to use that information against you. They can block your path. They can steal your idea. They can position themselves to benefit from your ambition before you ever reach it. The moment your plan becomes visible, it becomes vulnerable. The most powerful people in history moved in deliberate mystery. They spoke in vague terms. They acted in unexpected ways. They created smokescreens and false trails. While their enemies were defending against imaginary threats, the real move was already being made. Never tell people what you are building until it is already built. Never reveal your destination until you have already arrived. Keep your intentions hidden behind a facade of randomness and confusion. The greatest chess players do not think one move ahead. They think 10, and they never let their opponent know which moves matter. Law number 4. Always say less than necessary. In conversation, most people talk too much. They fill silence with noise. They explain when explanation was not required. They justify when no one asked for justification. Every extra word weakens your position. Every unnecessary explanation reveals insecurity. Powerful people understand the weapon of silence. They speak rarely. they speak deliberately. And when they finally speak, every word carries weight. Think of the most commanding people you have ever encountered. They did not ramble. They did not fill every pause with nervous chatter. They said what needed to be said and nothing more. This creates an aura of mystery and control. People project intelligence onto those who stay silent because they assume the quiet person is thinking something profound. Use this. Let others talk. Let others reveal. Let others expose their hand while you keep yours completely hidden. The less you say, the more powerful you appear. The more you say, the more ordinary you become. Law number 5. So much depends on reputation. Guard it with your life. Your reputation is your most valuable asset. It precedes you into every room. It works for you when you are not present. A powerful reputation makes enemies hesitate before attacking. It makes allies eager to associate with you. It makes opportunities come to you rather than requiring you to chase them. But reputation is also fragile. One scandal, one public failure, one moment of visible weakness can unravel years of carefully constructed image. You must treat your reputation like a fortress, constantly maintained, constantly reinforced. Attack it aggressively when threatened. Never allow small damages to accumulate into large cracks. And understand that the most effective weapon against an enemy is not violence. It is the strategic destruction of their reputation. When their reputation crumbles, everything they have built crumbles with it. Protect yours with absolute vigilance. It is the foundation upon which all other power rests. Law number 6. Court attention at all costs. Everything in this world is judged by its appearance. What is unseen counts for nothing. You could be the most talented, most intelligent, most capable person in any room. But if no one notices you, that talent is worthless. Visibility is power, attention is currency. The moment you allow yourself to fade into the background, you begin to disappear from the calculations of those around you. Create an air of mystery. Dress differently. Speak with more conviction. Do the unexpected. Make your entrances memorable and your exits deliberate. Study the great figures of history and you will find they shared one common trait. They understood how to command a room, how to make people talk about them, how to ensure their name was always present in conversations they were not part of. Being talked about, even negatively, is far better than being forgotten. The worst position in the game of power is invisibility. Court attention, manufacture intrigue. Make yourself impossible to ignore. Law number 7. Use absence to increase respect and honor. This law seems to contradict the previous one. Court attention, but also use absence. The truth is these two laws work together in a cycle. Once you have established your presence and your value, strategic withdrawal becomes your most powerful tool. Too much presence kills desire. Too much availability destroys respect. When you are always there, always accessible, always present, you become ordinary. You become expected. And what is expected is never truly valued. Learn when to withdraw. Learn when to disappear. Create scarcity around yourself and your time. The moment people begin to wonder where you are, you have won. Your absence becomes louder than your presence. Your return becomes an event. Power lies not just in showing up, but in knowing when to vanish. Kings did not walk among common people every day. They appeared on carefully chosen occasions, making each appearance an event, each departure a reminder of loss. Master the art of disappearance and you will never struggle for respect again. These 7 laws have governed the rise and fall of empires, corporations, and individuals throughout human history. Robert Greene did not invent them. He observed them, extracted them from 5 years of research across 3,000 years of recorded history. They are not comfortable laws. They do not align with what we are taught about kindness, friendship, and humility. But comfort has never built empires, and kindness alone has never held power. The question is not whether these laws are moral. The question is whether you understand them, because someone around you already does. Subscribe now for the complete 48 Laws of Power series. Every law, every strategy, every weapon in the arsenal of power. The game is already being played. The only question is whether you are a player or a piece.